Meyer, welcome to All About Property. Now, selling your home is supposed to be as simple as 1, 2, 3. But it's not always that simple because there's a lot of legal documentation to take into account, and there's also a lot of costs that the sellers sometimes don't realize that they need to pay. So let's start at the beginning. You need to be Fika before a real estate agent or a realtor attorney can sell your home for you. What does that mean, and what are the documents that you need to be Fika?
Well, in terms of a Fika Act, I'm going to abbreviate that. Any person dealing with a property or assisting them must find out if it's a correct person. You must find out the identity of a person and the correct address. There are extremely heavy penalties for a person that doesn't do the Fika checks and requirements and they deal with property. It even goes much further if you're dealing with a company or a trust or a close corporation that sells a property. So it's very important to get these documents in advance, and often we find transactions land on my desk as a conveyancing attorney and the agents never did any Fika. So then they are in for serious big penalties.
So the documents that you need to have ready for your agent?
Obviously is your copy of your identity document, and then also proof of a residential address. We also recommend that you also get your income tax records, not the records but actually just the number available, because the transferring attorney will require that when they go to apply for transfer duty receipt.
Now, there are also quite a couple of compliance certificates that the seller is responsible for. What are these, and where do you obtain these certificates?
The interesting thing I find is that every seller waits till the property is sold and then only they go out and obtain these certificates. Quite often you end up paying a couple of £1,000 extra for these compliance certificates because you find out that your electricity certificate is not compliant of your property, and then you've got to spend sometimes commercial properties, 20,000, 30,000 Rand in getting these compliance done. So I always advise a seller, go and get these inspections done before you sell your property.
And what are these inspections? What are the certificates that you need?
The certificates, number one in the Western Cape is a Beetle certificate. Then you need electrical compliance. In the Cape Peninsula you also need a water compliance certificate. And then you need also electrical fence. You need also gas certificates. So there's quite a couple of these certificates that you need to have in place before the transfer is normally registered. Not before you sell, but we advise before you sell, do your homework, but you need that before the transfer can be registered in the deeds office.
But how long are these certificates valid for? Because if I put my home in the market today and I go and get these compliance certificates, I need to make sure that my home sells within a certain period.
Absolutely. Some of them lapse within 3 months, some of them lapse within 6 months. The cost of such a certificate is roughly about 500 Rand per certificate. But I say to you that rather find out how much it will cost you to repair the damages or work, because you can then factor that into your purchase price. If you get that surprise afterwards and you've got to pay 10,000 Rand to do the compliance, you would say to yourself, I'm throwing this money in the water now. But if you did it before, you could maybe add that to your purchase price and then don't lose out. So maybe some people say, I'm rather going to wait till the property is sold. Most of the people do that. I advise otherwise.
When you're selling a sectional title unit, which is a townhouse or an apartment, there are additional documents that's required, or additional certificates. What's that?
Well, there's a levy clearance certificate, same with a property that's in a complex, what we call a homeowners association certificate. So these certificates are required to make sure that you have paid your levies. It's almost similar to paying rates and taxes, so you have to obtain a levy clearance certificate as well.
And you get this from the body corporate?
That's right. The transferring attorney will normally apply to the body corporate or the homeowners association and get a certificate that is valid. Everything is paid up till the date of transfer.
And why is it advisable to, when you sell your home, to make sure that your tax affairs is in order?
SARS has got a funny hold on property transactions. They can actually demand and appoint the attorney as an agent to collect the outstanding income tax from the proceeds of a sale. So we'd rather check out in advance that you do not owe SARS any money, because you can get a nasty surprise that when the attorney applies for a transfer duty application, SARS triggers a red flag to the tax collection department, and the next thing the attorney is appointed as agent to collect outstanding money.
Well, Meyer, thank you very much. Always lovely chatting to you.